sands kill!
Pipelines kill! Stop Line 3! We must! We will! Stop Line 3! We must! We will! Stop Line 3! Stand with indigenous nations! Stop! You can't bring corporations! We stand with indigenous nations! Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop! Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop!
Ain't no power but the power of the people, and the power of the people don't stop.
We are here at the office of the Army Corps of Engineers. President Biden has asked the Army Corps to review all the past permits of the past 4 years. And when we review those permits, we're going to find the corruption that granted Pipeline 3 Enbridge the rights to go through indigenous lands that have a treaty that have been ignored. The effects of climate change was ignored. The permit must be revoked.
That's right. That's it.
Revoke! 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 Revoke!
Permit!
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 My name is Khadija Metter. I've been living in this area for about 10 years, but I was born and raised in Syracuse, New York, on occupied and stolen Haudenosaunee land. I'm a revolutionary socialist and Muslim, but more importantly, I'm grateful to be standing here with you all in solidarity so we can learn from one another, but more importantly, agitate and fight for all indigenous peoples and all land and water protectors so that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and this entire structure of this nation can feel our fury and the fury of the peoples on the front lines and call for justice. So just to tell you a little bit more about this, so what is Line 3? It is the proposed pipeline expansion that would bring millions of barrels of tar sands every day from Canada to Superior in Wisconsin. It was proposed by Enbridge, a Canadian company, who is actually responsible for the largest inland oil spill in the U.S. They are now seeking to build this new pipeline corridor through untouched wetlands and the treaty territory of the Anishinaabe peoples through the Mississippi River headwaters to the shore of Lake Superior. And as maybe some of us know, but a lot of people might not know, but all pipelines spill. All pipelines. So the construction of Line 3 is yet another violation of the land, of the water, of the human rights and safety of the people, all the people in that area. And we know that Line 3, like I said, would violate the treaty rights of the Anishinaabe Nation and peoples, and then in particular of their wild rights, the access to their wildlife rights, which is both critical sustenance as well as important to their culture and for health and livelihood of the people, indigenous or not. All people have the right to safety, to clean air, to clean water, to sustenance, and the opportunity to thrive.
Water protectors have been tireless in protesting, and we actually have friends from here in DC who went up to be with them in solidarity a few weeks ago. Last week, they were all commemorating this spill that happened 30 years ago, this giant spill that caused untold harm to their communities and their environment. And guess how cops reacted to a peaceful protest? They kettled them, they cited over 70 people, and they put one in jail. Boo! Clearly the state is not on the side of clean water, clean lands, and peaceful protesters. They are on the side of Enbridge, but we need to change that balance, and we can do that by raising awareness, by keep talking about what's happening on the ground in Line 3. Our folks in DC are reporting back to us. We're doing this action right now in solidarity with them. So I want to thank you so much for being here.
Biden, stop Line 3! 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 Stop Line 3! Biden, 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 stop Line 3!
In the Army Corps of Engineers report on the Dakota Access Pipeline, that there is a 100% chance of an oil spill.
100%.
100% chance within 75 years. Now that's a pretty broad statement, but what they're admitting is these pipelines are like the Titanic. You know, they're bound to fail, and they're not demanding the kind of controls that would make them usable, even if there were a valid purpose, which there is not. So I used to live in Minneapolis, and my mother is buried in Superior, Wisconsin. I did not know that Line 3 terminates in Superior, so I'm horrified at the notion that my mother might be witness to more of this. She would be very saddened to know of this activity. Anybody else?
Thank you,
Hello, my name is Michael Gear. I work with Shutdown and work at Nonviolence International. And we're so thankful everybody came out here today. I know we represent not just millions, not just tens of millions, not just hundreds of millions, but really the majority of people on this planet. I don't know much about pipeline. I'm not sure I've ever seen a pipeline, but I think that this pipeline and all pipelines need to be rejected just on climate change and chaos alone.
Army Corps, do the right thing! 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 Revoke! Line 3! Revoke! Line 3! Revoke! Line 3! Revoke! Line 3! Revoke!
So a few years ago, Standing Rock was the place to be, and now it's Line 3 in Minnesota. This is an issue that's probably going to get resolved one way or another in the next 3 weeks, so we need all attention to it right now. That's why our friends from DC went up there and are on the ground there in solidarity. Some of them have been cited, some people have been arrested, but it's really going to ramp up this week, next week, the next few weeks. So if you look at the hashtag StopLine3 on social media, you can find out a lot more. Definitely follow the indigenous groups that are taking the lead on the ground down there, because we are taking leadership from them.
I definitely plan to be out there on April 1st.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I mean, actually, do you want to describe what's going on April 1st?
Oh, here on April 1st?
Yeah.
So I don't think there are that many details yet, but we know that indigenous leaders, both from Minnesota, from the Line 3 area, and from the Dakota Access Pipeline area that's affected, will be here in DC, kind of making their case to, I think, the Biden administration directly. I don't know exactly what activities are being planned, but I know it's going to be bigger than this because more groups are going to get involved.